When your dog climbs into your bed, curls against your body, or stretches across your legs like they own the entire mattress, it's not just a cute habit. It's not about being spoiled, and it's not even about comfort, at least not the way most people think. When your dog sleeps in your bed, there's something deeper happening, something emotional, instinctual, and surprisingly revealing about how they see you. And today, we're breaking down the real meaning behind this behavior, the science behind it, the psychology behind each sleeping position, the signs of healthy attachment versus anxiety, and the subtle messages your dog has been trying to send you every night. By the time we're done, you'll understand your dog on a level most owners never reach. Let's start with a truth that surprises most people. Dogs do not sleep deeply unless they feel completely safe. In the wild, a dog would never fall into a vulnerable sleep beside someone they don't trust with their life. So if your dog chooses your bed, pushes their body against yours, or insists on touching you while sleeping, the very first message they're sending is simple but powerful. You're my safe place. For dogs, sleep is the moment when all defenses go down. So your dog choosing to fall asleep next to you means they've placed their entire sense of security in your hands. That alone is a huge emotional signal, much deeper than most owners realize. But here's where it gets interesting. Different dogs sleep next to their humans for different emotional reasons, and those reasons can reveal everything from how they see you, to how bonded they feel, to whether they're protecting you, relying on you, or trying to tell you something about their own mental state. And you can often decode all of this just by noticing where they sleep on the bed, how they position themselves, and how their body reacts when you move. For example, if your dog sleeps with their back pressed firmly against you, that is one of the highest signs of trust a dog can show. Turning their back toward you exposes their spine, their organs, and all their vulnerable spots. Dogs don't give that level of trust easily. This position means, I know you'll protect me while I sleep. It's a deeply emotional, almost childlike kind of faith. If your dog sleeps with a paw or leg on top of you, that's something different. That behavior is what many behaviorists call emotional anchoring. Dogs do this when they want constant confirmation that you're right there. It's not dominance. It's not control. It's emotional connection. The touch helps regulate their heartbeat, calm their breathing, and reinforce the bond they feel with you. It's their way of saying, stay close. I feel better when I can touch you. If your dog sleeps at your feet or on your legs, especially facing the door, that's a classic guarding sleep. In packs, the member who takes the foot position is usually part of the security circle. Dogs who do this aren't anxious. They're working. They're placing themselves between you and the potential unknowns of the environment. This behavior says, I'll protect you. I'll watch for anything that happens while you sleep. You'll notice these dogs wake up quickly, adjust positions often, and track noises even while resting. Now, if your dog sleeps curled tightly into your stomach or chest, especially with their nose tucked in, that's comfort-seeking sleep. This is especially common with rescue dogs, puppies, or dogs who have experienced loneliness. They gravitate toward warmth, not just physical warmth, but emotional warmth. Your scent, your breathing, and your heartbeat help regulate their nervous system. You're not just a person to them. You are the source of safety their body instinctively seeks. Some dogs sleep on your pillow or near your head. If your dog does this, it often means two things. First, they want to be as close to your scent as possible. Your pillow is the strongest concentration of that scent. Second, they want to be near your breathing. Dogs read emotions through breath patterns, so sleeping near your face is their way of staying emotionally tuned to you. It's their version of staying in sync. If your dog sleeps between your legs, that is one of the highest indicators that they see you as their person. Between the legs is the most secure physical space a dog can choose. It's warm, enclosed, and protected from multiple angles. This position is common for dogs who are deeply bonded or who have formed a strong attachment through trust or training. It's not a sign of anxiety by itself, it's a sign of deep emotional reliance. But if your dog gets upset when you move or leave the bed, that's when we begin to consider separation anxiety, which we'll talk about soon. Before we get there, let's talk about the science. Studies show that when a dog sleeps close to a person they trust, both the dog and the human experience a measurable increase in oxytocin, the bonding hormone. This is the same hormone released when a baby falls asleep on a parent's chest. It's the hormone of attachment, comfort, and emotional safety. Sleeping together literally strengthens your relationship at a biological level. Your heart rate lowers, their breathing becomes steadier. Cortisol, the stress hormone, drops for both of you. That's why many people sleep better with their dog nearby, and why many dogs sleep better with their human nearby. But what about the behavior behind this? Why do some dogs insist on sleeping on top of you? Why do others sleep sideways and push you off the bed? Why do some dogs move constantly throughout the night? All of these behaviors have meaning. A dog who sleeps stretched out and takes up space is a dog who feels confident, relaxed, and fully at ease. They're not worried about threats. They trust the environment, and they trust you. Meanwhile, a dog who constantly changes positions during the night is often trying to manage temperature, comfort, or anxiety. Dogs run warm, so many shift around to cool off. But if your dog is hyper-responsive to noises, gets up often to check the door, or constantly repositions themselves closer to you, that may indicate a little anxiety. Not unhealthy anxiety, but the kind that says, I need to stay connected to you. Now let's talk about the signs that your dog might be relying on you in a way that's not entirely healthy. If your dog refuses to sleep alone under any circumstances, cries when you leave the bedroom, follows you from room to room before bedtime, or gets visibly distressed if you shift away from them, these might be mild signs of dependence or separation anxiety. Sleeping in your bed doesn't cause these behaviors, but for some dogs, it can reinforce them. The good news is that most dogs who sleep with their humans do it because of bonding, not because of fear. And the difference becomes clear when you watch how they act during the day. A confident dog who sleeps in your bed because they love you is independent during daylight hours. They relax when you leave. They don't panic, and they can settle themselves. A dog who has anxiety during the day is more likely to sleep close out of emotional need rather than comfort or affection. Let's break down the red flags. If your dog suddenly starts sleeping closer than usual, it could signal stress, illness, or a change in their environment. Dogs who are in pain, especially with joints or stomach issues, often seek comfort from the person they trust most. A dog that suddenly wants to sleep against your side rather than at your feet may be trying to tell you they're not feeling well. If their sleep behavior changes out of nowhere, it's worth paying attention. Now let's explore something owners rarely consider. Your dog may be reacting to your emotions. Dogs can smell changes in cortisol levels, detect shifts in heart rate, and notice micro changes in the sounds you make when you're stressed, sick, or upset. Many dogs sleep close because they sense something in you. They may be comforting you without you even realizing it. Some dogs will place their head on your chest when you're anxious, press against your side when you're sad, or sleep facing you when they're trying to monitor your emotional state. Their sleep position is not random, it's emotional communication. Let's also talk about the question many people ask. Should you let your dog sleep in your bed? For most dogs, the answer is yes, if it works for both of you. Sleeping together can strengthen your bond, reduce stress for both the dog and the human, and create a sense of companionship that many people genuinely value. But there are situations where sleeping separately is healthier. Dogs with resource guarding issues, dogs with aggression, dogs who startle easily, dogs with severe anxiety, or dogs who disrupt your sleep may do better with a separate sleeping space. You're not damaging your relationship by giving boundaries. Dogs understand structure. What matters is the bond you build during the day, not where they sleep at night. Now let's get into something people love: decoding specific sleeping messages. When your dog sleeps with their head on your chest, they're syncing their heartbeat with yours. When they sleep on your pillow, they're surrounding themselves with your scent. When they sleep facing the door, they're protecting you. When they sleep curled into your knees, they're seeking warmth and safety. When they sleep sprawled across your legs, they're grounding themselves with your presence. And when they sleep between your legs, they've chosen the deepest, most protected spot available. Each position has meaning. Each one is a message. Before we end, here's something most owners never hear. Your dog chooses their sleeping position based on how secure they feel emotionally, not just physically. Sleeping close doesn't just mean they love you. Many dogs love their owners. Sleeping close means they trust you. Trust is deeper than love for a dog. It's instinct, it's vulnerability, it's connection. So the next time your dog curls into your side, stretches across the bed, or tucks themselves into that familiar spot against your legs, know this: they're not just sleeping, they're talking to you in the only language they have. And the message is simple: you're my family, you're my home, and this is where I feel safest. If you're curious about your dog's exact sleeping behavior, why they choose your side, why they switch positions, or why they sleep differently on different nights, drop a comment describing your dog's sleeping habits. Every dog tells a different story through the way they rest. And once you understand that story, the bond between you and your dog becomes stronger, deeper, and more meaningful than you ever realized.